Good evening, everybody. Happy Icy Tuesday from Connecticut here. So glad that you're here with us tonight. And I'd like to thank all my sponsors that you saw as we rolled. Everybody that is on this show will get the Big Daddy goodie bag, which has got some great stuff in it. And all of my sponsors, I thank you, thank you, thank you. And to my guest, this gentleman and I have known each other for a good long time. I've been in awe of what this man has done, not only with his DJing and everything else, but the stuff he brings to the table and the education he brings to the table. And this is one of the people that I know that is going to make our future amazing. My friends, Mr. Jack Bermeo. Jack!
All right. I like that. That's a great intro. I want to hear that every time I walk into my house.
I promise. We'll record it, so I'll record it for you.
I wish my kids knew this.
Listen. Like my happy birthday message, I'll call you every day and say, ladies and
every
gentlemen.
Morning. I was telling you because you know when you do 12 hours a day inside an office, you want to come in. I need to recharge, but no. All you do is step on Legos and you're stepping on Hot Wheel toys.
Yep. Yeah, but that's what the best part about kids is.
But thank you for having me.
A pleasure, my friend. Okay, let's get to the business at hand. How did you get started in this business?
I started young, man. I'm 43 now. I started at 16, and I was just like really pretty much like every other DJ when they started out, just as a roadie and shy behind the mic, and that's kind of was. So yeah, 16, I was just working with a teacher of mine. I was introduced to my teacher. His name is George Vincenti, which I think you know. I think you know George.
Yes.
He's
good
an
guy,
OG in the business. And I just kind of grabbed onto this, the DJ world, CDs and records. That's what it was, and cassette tapes, actually, believe it or not. Yeah. But I just loved it. I loved music, and everything changed for me at 21. So that was like the biggest game changer for me, where I had to really get on a microphone because I was never an MC, and that's how my world changed after that. But yeah, I started young at 16, man. My first job was. Yeah, it was just like it was behind the scenes all the time, carrying records and CDs and cassette tapes. Bill Hollins, my old teacher friend, and he's still out there. Shout out to him and George Vincenti. So they're the ones who really inspired me to get where I'm at, and I got to give them a lot of credit. So
now, when you started on the microphone as an MC, did you have somebody that helped you, nurtured you, if you will, or just on your own watching other people?
I was mentored. One of my mentor was George Vincenti. He was never a DJ. He was just always the guy that really was like a showman. He grabbed the microphone and really kind of drew attention. And I wanted that, but I just didn't know how. Mind you, people rather die than public speak. And I was that guy. I didn't want to public speak. But the way I had to handle this, and the way I actually had no choice I had to get on the microphone, was at 21. My MC never showed up, and I had no choice but to MC an event.
Ooh.
And it was a Sweet 16, and I got on the microphone, panicking, grabbing that mic, and sure enough, I found my voice. I started finding my confidence in a way where I'm like, there's more than just push and play and beat mixing. The reason why I say that changed my life is because as soon as that Sweet 16 was done, I booked 6 events, because it wasn't just music. It was actually just having a voice. And I thank that one MC that never showed up because he gave me that opportunity and that door I had to take. And ironically, this is where I'm at now. I want more doors. I want more doors to walk into and of course open. And but that's kind of how I became an MC. It's just like you had to say something, you had to do something, or if not, you're just going to fail miserably, and you're just not going to go. You're going to go backwards. You just don't know what's going to happen until you take it. So
thrown into the fire, and you kept that fire going for all these years. Awesome.
Yeah.
This is a big one. What drives you? What is your passion for this industry?
It's a great question, because I get somewhat of the same similar question when I help mentor a lot of other DJs and MCs out there. What drives me personally now is different from what I had years ago.
Mm-hmm.
As I mentioned, I'm 43. My clientele are amazing. They're 25 and 30, you know, so they're bringing in like a lot of different energy and vibe. My drive currently is to reinvent the way I perform, the way I engage, the way I host, the way I DJ, what I wear, like everything about what DJing was to me back then is like what I'm changing now. I have a lot of signature pieces that I put together to really set me apart from a lot of companies out there, but it's not just having the best toys. It has to be like proven when you witness me live, you know, and which leads into the creativity of the piano DJ booth, the chandelier booth. There's a lot of stuff.
That was it for me. The grand piano booth, that was a big one for me, boy. Woo!
Yeah. So in a way, how this business is, there's always been copycats. You know how it goes. A lot of people like to copy.
Of course.
One thing that I noticed that people can't copy is really ambition, work ethics, labor in general. Like there's a lot of things that I noticed that this industry lacks of because people just want to be in and out, make that quick buck. So I kind of went reverse. I'm gonna bring the heaviest piece of equipment that you can't pick, and I didn't know what it was at that point. And then I realized, damn, I got this cool idea. And it was one of these pianos that I was like, you know what? I'm always rocking this. And it reignited 6 years ago. It reignited the creativity again. It's like the daring, they're being risky, doing something different. But no one could copy something that I didn't know you could. You couldn't copy to this day because we copywritten the piano DJ booth. That's like my signature. It's almost like the Nike sign, the Nike emblem.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Jordan, just do it, slogans. So, and the reason why I know about this is because recently Yamaha reached out to us. They wanted to take the name. They wanted to give us money for it because we own the piano DJ booth. Isn't that weird? But like,
wow,
signature piece. So we had a few people do similar, I guess, concepts, but we sent cease and desist because you can't use that name. It's Jack Bermeo's signature look. And I hit something 5 years ago. I did not know that. Can you imagine that, Sean?
Wow.
A name was out there for decades, for hundreds, like it's for years. Open air photo booth. Let's use that as an example. Can you imagine if you copywritten just that open air photo booth?
Oh, you'd be a bazillionaire.
You would stop every photo booth company using that because they have to figure out another way of selling their products.
Right. Right.
You can't sell the same products if I own it. So it's
now, is the chandelier booth the same thing?
That was my first one. My first try is like to do something very unique and different, but it's very tedious to set something up like that. I do have two people that did copy that look. I have their names locked in, but I couldn't really trademark or copy that look because it's easy to somewhat duplicate in a way.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a very open name, meaning like, you got to come up with something super cooler than the just chandelier DJ booth, but that triggered the piano booth. Once I saw this company out in Long Island replicate that, and mind you, the venue sent me photos. Then I had a previous DJ do the same thing. It's like, wait, what? They copied the same stuff. And I was like, all right, now you got me going. Now you really showed me what people can, how malicious people can be,
how scrupulous.
And then I went ahead and I figured out something that you can't touch now. And if you want to touch it, license the name. Call me. All right.
I have a question. Do you bring out the piano booth at every wedding that you do?
No, it's always been an add-on. It's always been
Gotcha.
Because it's not made for everyone. Like the piano, even though it's great, it's sexy, it has a different look, and there's that great feature of like it exploding and stuff like that. But it's not made for everyone. I usually like the standard look for a lot of venues, but the more the piano is at a certain location, a lot of the brides who are looking into these venues, they say, you know what, I envision the details. I envision something unique. I want something different. We would get the call. and that would be like our upsell, that they want that product. They want,
right.
but again, it's not just selling a product. You got to make this impressionable. You got to make it wow people. Yeah, I can't say I have the biggest TV screens. You can't say just what do you do with the screens is what really convinces them. And
Correct.
that's how we pitch what we do for 4 hours, how this piano is used. I go wireless sometimes. I don't know if you knew that, meaning battery operated wireless. I bring the piano to the middle of the dance floor, rocking wirelessly, and the speakers are about
Oh,
30 feet away. I'm in the middle of the dance floor, Sean, in the middle of the dance floor, and everyone's surrounding us, just rocking with me to create a different experience. So to answer your first question,
yeah.
that's exactly what you have to do. You got to be risky. You got to challenge yourself, because the only competition really is yourself. That's how it is.
Amen. We talk about that all the time because, oh, well, your competition. No, I'm sorry. I don't have competition. Jack doesn't have competition except in his own head. And just the same thing with me. What can I do to make their experience better? What can I do, or what can we do? And why are they going to call us first versus everybody else? And I love the passion. I love we chat. I just love. And now that the wireless piano, I got to come to a gig to watch that. That's got to be amazing.
It's such
people got to go nuts.
Myself, Crystal Vargas, like she's she is like my sister, because I've known her for over a decade. We took a chance and we said, you know what, F that. We're gonna go heavy. I bought this like battery powered thing, controls the sound, everything. And it was one of the coolest experiences. And now you want more. You need more because you saw that it worked. But the risk was, are you gonna cut off on sound? Are you gonna cut off? Is the battery gonna die on you? But you gotta friggin' do it. You gotta do it, because like once you start taking that challenge and you accept it, now you want more stuff. You gotta figure things out now. Now you know what what mentally you can take, and I want more challenge.
And the thing is about that is you don't want to go woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Right.
You want to go, I took the chance, and sometimes it may not work. You never know. But then those times when it does, that idea is like, oh my God, this is going to work, and it does. You want more of that, and you want that every day.
You need more of that. Absolutely. Yeah. You need more of that, because that's why you put the dust out there for the competition, because they can't figure it out.
Right.
You got to be risky in this business, and risky being like, you got to take those chances, but it's a great feeling knowing that like the things that we changed, the things that we've done really elevated my entire crew that we have, and they're all inspired. They want to try something different, and it's not just going wireless or just doing a piano. They want to do things from like introduction wise, even what they wear. Right now we're focusing on the attire, because I love the black and white look. I think it's the most classiest look, but the accessories, the way that you have to be different from the guests, and you have to be different from the bridal party and the groom. You got to dress differently. So the biggest things that we've told to many MCs, it's like, dude, you got to invest in an expensive jacket. It's the best investment you ever had. It's like a car. Even though it costs you, let's just say $2,000 for this damn jacket, no one has that jacket, dude.
And you're going to make that $2,000 back faster than you think.
You'll use it 3 times, 4 times a week. That's $5 every day you use it. It's the best investment ever. Why? Because you don't look like Kohl's. You don't look like, I'll go throwback. You won't look like Caldors or Bradley's. I'll go further.
Kmart. Grants.
You need something. Think about it. Look at all those hosts right now that are on like the Academy Awards. They wear an exotic suit that brings out their personality, but only one person has to have that suit, and that's why you have Kevin Hart, you have Steve Harvey, you have all these people. They have those suits that are custom because you have to make an impression. That's what MCs should be doing. Make that impression.
Right.
Make an impression.
Amen. Make that, and that's what it's all about. And again, what are you going to do as, not as Jack Bermeo, but as, teaching your MCs and everything else like that? What are they going to be able to do to have those people call them before they call, and they're going to call Jack Bermeo, we need this MC. Why are they going to call? Because you've got to set yourself apart and do things different, wear things different. Oh my God, you got to see what this guy wore and everything else and how great he was on the microphone. That's what's going to set you apart. With everything that we have at our fingertips, Jack, and they're not using it. I don't get it.
I'm an advocate about being in a circle where you're like inspired by everyone, because that's the circle you want. You don't want to be more than like 5 people. Like you need to keep that circle tight because you kind of feed off each other.
Right.
And all of us here at LJDJs, we're doing that. Like this is going to be one of the best years for all of us because we got 2 new faces. Shout out to my man Manny. Shout out to Tim. Like they're just really invested into like something brand new. What I've told every one of the guys that work with us is like, I'm not here to break you down. I'm here to make you break a wall. I'm here to make you try something different. And with us, we have a great management team. Shout out to Catherine Skirbo. She's the one who's, I don't know if you met her yet, but you have to. She is a firecracker. Oh, sorry. She's the one that really kind of puts the guys together and in their place. But we manage them, image. We manage everything from the way they connect with their clients. It's a great system that we have here, and it is like an agency, but no more than 5 guys that we have. That's what we need. Just 5 guys.
Question.
Yes.
Your equipment. All your guys go out with your equipment.
All our guys own the basic package. Maybe a dry ice machine, maybe some small little trinkets here and there. But we own 5 vehicles, and each one of the vehicles they have. So those vans are theirs. So the way our company works is that it's always by percentage. We don't give them just their fee. We want them to sell. So we give them a percentage. So if they need dry ice, if they need a sparklers, the company buys all that product so they have that. But they got to sell it. We just don't give you a van. We just don't give you the sparklers. You got to sell it. It would cost like $8,000, $10,000.
Oh,
we
yeah.
can make that money back in a year or 2, but you got to sell it. You're not going to, if they don't sell piano booths, you're not going to make your money on a piano booth. You don't have the mark yet.
Right.
Yet.
Right.
I'm going to make another piano for you unless you sell it, So
are you the only one that uses a piano booth?
Myself, and then maybe once in a while my guys will be able to sell it because we have enough marketing material on it.
Got it.
But again, it's the way it's kind of like a little bit more on a legality wise. Jack Bermeo owns the piano booth. LJDJs rents it off of Jack Bermeo.
Okay. I got you.
So if one of our guys wanted it, they have to pay me to use the piano because that's how it goes. So LJDJs is exclusively renting or leasing the name and the piano. So eventually down the road, if we were to get, let's say Costco, or let's get, let me share with you, we were putting in the market to see who Prada, let's just say Prada wanted it, they would have to lease it off of me, not LJDJs, because LJDJs will be liable for a lot of stuff. Let Jack Bermeo handle it, and Prada would have it as a storefront for every Prada store, But
how cool would that be?
I've learned a lot. The last 5-6 years, I learned a lot about the back end of, I guess you could say, the infrastructures, contracts, everything from even the DJ world. The DJ world is fascinating. There's a lot of things that we're missing, but people like you, people like Jason Jana, my man Jay, we mentioned Tori, like we all have all the arsenal, the education, the experience to keep evolving. But we got to train and teach everyone that's out there, especially legal stuff. That's you got to be tough on that. You can't be friendly all the time.
Now more than ever. More than ever.
Oh yeah.
But I could go on for days with this, you and I. 3 lessons.
This is water, by the way.
I know.
I'll send your viewer because you told me about it. The 9,000 viewers that come in, they're all Christian and they're at church right now. You have me posted on a church.
The 3 lessons or takeaways that you can share that maybe somebody can implement, that a takeaway, if you will, a nugget, if you will, like we were doing a seminar. What can you share with these guys?
I would simply say one of the best things I've learned, and it's I would say recently when I was 30, is to learn how to listen, not interrupt. That was one of my favorite things. I finally, at 30 years old, I realized, wow, that's what listening was. Listen to understand, not hear to react. Meaning, if you're sitting down with your couple and they start talking about dry ice, and then you get so excited and you start throwing your hands up and you start like interrupting and cutting their vision,
Mhm.
You're actually listening. You just heard something that you reacted to. So how are you going to really, listen to their vision? Listen to what they got to say. Listen to every little thing. Once they're done, you come in harder than ever when it comes to really expanding their vision because they want to be heard too. And I've learned that is that's one of the most important things I would tell any DJ out there. We all get excited, but just keep smiling, keep moving around, hold it in until they finish saying that last word, and then come in for
Right.
the. Don't interrupt their world. Their vision, they want to hear. They want to be heard badly. So
Again, that's why we have two of these and one of these. And this one, use it a lot less. Because you get excited, you're in a sales appointment, and they're talking, and they're right, and you're ready, and you're ready to pounce, and they're going, shut up, don't say anything until there's that silence, and then you go, boom.
It gives you more time to see how the couples react to each other. Like, they'll look at each other, they'll laugh, they'll joke around, and then you'll know to come in where it's like, oh my goodness, I love that idea. I've done that, but I've done it this way. What do you think of this? Like, let them spew it out because you're going to come in as a professional and more experienced, and you leave the impression pretty high because even think about it. If you interrupt them all the time, they're going to leave and they're going to be like, all right, what did we leave? What do you leave after? Like, what did we learn out of this, DJ? No, no, nothing really went by. But that's the one thing I would tell you is just start listening to the clients. Just let them talk, be there, be energetic, live, but don't interrupt,
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. Go ahead.
I'll tell you the other two real fast. And, the second thing I want to, just mentioned earlier before we were broadcasting is like, make sure your team and everyone is really dressed to the T when it comes to setting up and loading up, because it's not just making an impression with just like the clients, but it's the venues. The venues see you guys. Everyone has to be uniformed. No t-shirts, no guinea tees, none of that stuff. Because you are a reflection of your brand. If you're a so-called hybrid or a luxurious entertainment company, make sure everyone is set the same way, And third, it's just I tell this to a few guys, but I'm explaining this to you. Every DJ, we're workers. We're not celebrities. We're like colleagues. We're a celebrity to the bride and groom, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But when we go to these venues, that's your job. They're colleagues. Don't go in there asking for, oh, I want steak, I want this. How do I not get fed? Dude, you just stuffed your face during cocktail hour and you're bitching and complaining during dinner. I can tell you how many times I go to these venues and I do my job. Listen, I clock in and I clock out. That's how it is. I just got to make this job easy. These venues literally vent to me, telling me, you realize this DJ came in and he was such a prick that he wanted a certain chicken, this, and that. It's like, yo, dude, we're there for 4 or 5 hours, even though we're there longer. You stuffed your face during cocktail hour. Like, shut up. Like, you're a vendor. You're a vendor, and they're your colleagues. Respect them the same way. And it's just one of those three things I think that changes really the ethics and the morals of a company, where now the owner and all their employees see the owners behave this way. It becomes a domino effect. Everyone starts behaving the same way. Everyone starts showing love, respect. And those are the three things that really go far with me. And then from that point on, everything's ironed out. And then you want the next chapter. What's next? So those are the three.
And the one thing, I love the listening thing. Oh my God, that's perfect. But another thing is, and you're talking about the attire and everything else when you're going in and how you're talking to your vendors that you're working with and the venues. You don't get a second chance at a good first impression. And if you walk in like a dick, they're going to think that, and they don't want you back in their venue. So it's so simple.
And for a venue to talk bad about you, you really like.
Oh,
come on.
You gotta be. Yeah.
Can I tell you the rule 101? Venues do not want a DJ, a florist, a planner, a photographer, whatever, to vent to them. They don't want to hear it. They hear it 24/7. If that's the way you're going to break ice to be recommended, oh my goodness, you got everything twisted. You got everything wrong. Listen, they are working like you. Don't talk about how bad this bride is or how bad the last event was. They don't want to hear it. But you know what? That's one of the secrets, I'll tell you. That's the only way a lot of companies, this is my little stats. 85% of photographers, videographers, florists, DJs, that's the only way they break ice with a venue, to try to find things relatable. Nuh-uh. Total opposite. Impress them. The dance floor is your resume, DJs. Make it count. Photographers, videographers, you know what you got to do. You got to make a big impression. Florists, your resume is those tables. Rock them. Rock them. Do not interrupt the flow. I'm telling you.
Walk in, whatever I can do to make your day easier, that a vendor's going to love you. A venue is going to love you. You
Amen.
Walk in, and you know what? A phone call that Monday or Tuesday beforehand, big impression. Jack, how can these folks get a hold of you? We could be here all night because I just love
for
this.
Sure. My handles, my social media is probably the best. LJDJs, LJDJs, and you can go onto our site as well, website LJDJs.com. But a lot of my couples, everyone just reaches out to me through social media, Instagram or TikTok, all LJDJs.
Awesome. My friend, honored to have you here. You and I could talk for days and days and days, and I'm sure that everybody out there listening and the people that will be listening as the time goes on learned a lot. Jack, thank you so very much. Everybody out there, real quick, my guest next, first of all, Jack Bermeo, thank you. Big round of applause. Everybody out there, clap those dang hands. It's next Tuesday night, 9 o'clock. Good evening, everybody. Mr. Lance George will be with me. My DJ from Chicago, Lance George, will be with us. But Jack Bermeo, thank you so very much. You're the best. You're the best. You're the best. Good night, everybody. I'll see you next week.
Thanks, Sean.